Howdy, Grant here again. Part 4 on the Pacific P16 logging truck, the Aladdin Models kit. This time what we're working on is finishing the air lines for the brakes with the tanks underneath the cab, getting the tread plate folded and moulded around the base of the water tank headache rack and around the bottom of the cab. So had a bit of a go at that, and you'll see the fruits of my labour shortly. Right, let's rip into it. Here's my template for the bottom of the headache rack water tank. So I've marked it around the piece. So this little fella goes on up here like so. I'll get it on there for you. You can see it there. And you can see where I've marked with arrows where I'm going to put 2mm over the edge, bend it down, fold it down flat around the corner. And I've also marked it that this is the bottom because this is textured, as you can see. So it's a bit hard on the eyes. Now we're going to cut it out. Okay, we got it cut out. Poor old nail scissors didn't really appreciate going through that stainless steel sheet, but we got there in the end, and now we're going to fold it up with the photo etch bender and bend back these edges so they fold down and at a 90 degree on the side. So we'll cut off a little corner piece off here and off there and off there so we can bend it down. Here we go on the photo etch bender. Let's see how this goes. Okay, after a bit of mangulating with the pliers as well as the folding tool for the photo etch, it wasn't quite long enough, and it was very hard to push get it to a nice 90 degree bend. But anyway, the guts of it is that fits on there like so, and you can see it like that. Now if I actually had paid a bit more attention to the pattern of it and put it so that the pattern was in the right place, probably went better, but I'm reasonably happy with that. That's good enough for me. So there we go, we'll glue that fellow on, and then that will protect our air lines, and we'll be able to have a bit of a gap underneath there for where they go through over the transmission and down to the down the back. So here we are mocked up, and you can see the gap now between the frame rail and the protection of the tread plate. So we're going to go through that little gap with our airlines. We'll mock it up shortly and come back and see how that looks. Okay, we now have the finished article. We've got the air tanks on the what you call this, the driver's side, and we have the tread plate there, and we have the lines going underneath. So if I just quickly unassemble, you'll be able to see. If I take that off there, excuse the crappy camera work, take that off there, move the light up a bit. We now see the lights going. So we've got the lines from the compressor, which will be in the engine bay, running underneath the and then the chassis rail here, coming across in through that gap there, and then those ones come into around the back of the air tank, and then off the front these are the lines heading towards the rear brakes, and they're going across there, and they just sort of end over there underneath the underneath that big fat piece on the chassis. So yeah, there's my lines, and we'll just join everything together and we'll see it all in one piece in a moment. But before we do that, here's how the piece of tread plate looks. It's just blue tacked on at the moment, as you can see the blue tack holding it together, but that's what it looks like from underneath. And I just bent over the edges on a 90 degree with a couple of mil. It looks a bit rugged, but it'll be beaten up in real life. So that's how I did it, and I put that little bit of beading just around the bottom of the base, just so that it sits on the chassis a bit straighter and perfecter. Alrighty, so there's the full mock-up, showing a bit of tread plate. Then we'll go down and then you can see the air tags under there. So it's looking all right. So now we're just going to get a bit more tread plate on here, and obviously on the other side. So we'll get our tread plate out again. So this is a section, so this is by 100 by 100. This came from AliExpress. It is stainless steel, so it's a bit harder to cut than brass. I couldn't get any of the Aber brass from local suppliers here. I'm just cutting it with a standard pair of nail scissors. These are good enough. Doesn't seem to be damaging the scissors, so well, not that I can tell. So it seems to be okay. So we'll just go for that and continue on. Last shots here. We've got the tread plate on this side. We've got the bit I did first, and over on the far side, that's the bit I did second. So got the hang of it in the end. Yeah, worked out pretty well. Pretty happy. So we'll mock it all up and we'll see what it looks like with, as you can see, there's my little templates I cut out of paper. But we'll mock it all up with all the bits and bobs and see how it looks. And lastly, here's a mock-up with all the parts there, other than the engine, which is away being painted. It's out in the garage. So yeah, as you can see, wheels and tyres on, cab on, headache rack on, tread plate on, all looking pretty good. Brakes, air tanks on this side. Got to do the other side yet, but it's just rinse and repeat. Once you've seen one, you've seen them all. See from the underside, they're in pretty good state. Next time you see this, might even have some primer on. Oh no, we've got to do the engine bay first next, don't we? And we got to work on this fella. This fella has all the lines that go into the holes in the firewall, and he tucks up underneath the cab. So it's going to have all our lines going under there. So we'll do that next. Catch you then.